Hello everyone and welcome to the Pokebattler website. My name is Famous from FLW Videos. Today we are going to be talking about the top 6 counters versus the legendary beast known as Suicune. When we start off at that number 1 spot, definitely going to be a familiar legendary beast known as Raikou. So Raikou, you want to use Thunder Shock. You also want to use Wild Charge. And as far as the overall consistency of this Pokemon, you can check this out. Overall rank of number 1 at that level 35. And then if you are considering doing some type of short mans, unfortunately Suicune has a fairly high defensive stat. So trying to do this with 2 people is going to be very difficult, but you can do it with 3. It could have some difficulty to it, but if you are interested in short manning, definitely keep the 3 people in your mind. And then when we take a look at this Pokemon's overall rating, we've got a 5-star on the damage, 5-star on the bulk, and then the consistency is a 4-star. So this is easily one of the best blanket Pokemon that you want to use in really all scenarios versus a Suicune. So definitely liking that, definitely liking the consistency. It's not specific to just a single moveset or anything like that. Moving into the number 2 spot, we have Electivire. So Electivire, a very solid electric type Pokemon. We've got Thunder Shock and then Wild Charge. As you can see, a little bit of a deviation in that bulk as well as the potions, but we'll of course address that taking a look at the ratings. We've got a 5-star on the damage, mostly for the fact that it kind of acts like a glass cannon. Its bulk is going to be pretty much middle of the road, and its consistency is a 4-star. So this is once again going to be a very solid option if you have yourself some Sinnoh Stones. Definitely consider Electivire. It is also a non-legendary option, so you consider it budget in that regard. Definitely going to be a lot of fun to play with. And speaking of another budget option, another non-legendary, we've got Magnezone. So Magnezone, coming at it from that electric perspective once again, we've got Spark as well as Wild Charge. And something interesting related to this Pokemon is, as you can see, its overall rankings are doing very good at level 35, and it kind of showcases in the ratings. We've got a 5-star in damage, 5-star in bulk, and then a 3-star in consistency. So maybe in this case, you kind of use it as an anchor if you're trying to save yourself a ton of potions. Maybe go for something like a Magnezone instead of something like an Electivire. Definitely keep this Pokemon in the back of your mind. Number 4, we've got Roserade. So our first non-electric type attacker coming at it from the grass typing. We've got Razor Leaf, we've got Grass Knot, and as you can see, it's going to be a little bit lower on that bulk, but hey, that is okay. When we take a look at this Pokemon, we've got a 5-star on the damage, 3-star on the bulk, so that's pretty good. Consistency, it's going to be a little bit lower, mostly for the fact that you've got to deal with Ice Beam. Just keep that in the back of your mind. If you end up going up against a Suicune with Roserade and it does pull out that Ice Beam, it's not going to be good news for you. But other than that, I do think it has a lot of flexibility and a lot of usability. Into the number 5 spot is Luxray, so a Pokemon that exclusively comes from eggs, exclusively comes from raids. Finally getting some usability. We've got Spark, we've got Wild Charge, and as you can see, pretty much a good performance at that level 35. Of course, going to do a little better once you get into that level 40. But when we take a look at this Pokemon, it has a 5 in damage, 3 in bulk, and then 4 in consistency. So I'm actually pretty excited about Luxray in this way. We are going to get some usability out of this Pokemon. I personally consider it to be a little bit more of a novelty one, so it is good to see it kind of being used in this case. And then finally, bringing up the rear at that number 6 spot is Zapdos. So Zapdos going to hit it from that Thunder Shock, Thunderbolt. And then, of course, we are going to see a 5-star in that damage, a 3-star in the bulk, and consistency is a 4-star. But in all actuality, the biggest thing you're going to have to look out for is, once again, Ice Beam. So we've got a couple of Pokemon that are dependent on the moveset, mostly avoiding just Ice Beam. Other than that, we are going to be good to go. Zapdos should be a fun Pokemon, overall ranking of 7th at level 35. So even if you don't have it fully powered up, still going to be a solid option. And then, of course, if you can get it up to level 40, it is going to do very well. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy this. If you want to check out some more alternative options, hit some of the simulations below.